Hello? I'm not lighting up. I'm confused. Okay, hello. This is an awkward start. Also, we ignore how my goal hasn't changed at the bottom, even though I've gained subscribers. Wait, I'm gonna talk to hear myself. Okay, my audio is working. So it works. I'm gonna test my music. It was working before it still worked. I was talking, that's why it was lighting up like a Christmas. You're much louder than you like me. I was playing all this copyright free plays. I can't do that. I'm playing, and I was actually so excited. I made the thumbnail. So honestly, it's a terrible thumbnail, but it's terrible. I find it kind of cute. It's not meant to be like amazing, okay? I make these in like 30-minute sittings. Cause like I don't want to be making like really long, extensive thumbnails. Yeah, let me find the image on my computer. This always takes a bit, you know, for my computer to get working, to get going. Desktop. I think, okay, so basically this is the image. I click on Nicole because you like play as Nicole in this one. My goal is if I end up doing the flip side to do myself as Jekka, since you play as Jekka. It's kind of lame. It's kind of boring. It's not the cool. I would have to say that if you look, I don't have Nicole stuff. It was really difficult to do because like with the slime range one, I get the proportions. I don't have the same proportions as Nicole. I can say that much. Not a bit difficult, but yeah, I think it's easy. I hope they I don't exactly own the Class of '09 games. I was given this website that has the games on it, which is cool, but that doesn't matter. It just wasn't working today. So due to that, I can't exactly play Class of '09 because I'm not buying it. I'm gonna buy a Class of game. I'm sorry. I've already played it before. Played it multiple times. I've watched games all three. It's problematic, but it's low key. It's like something funny to just have playing in the background or something. Like I watched games of all three games while painting a month ago. Anyways, a lot, not doing much games, It's just not really nobody's here. And originally I wasn't gonna stream today because lazy. Oh, I have to go in for surgery. I am. I said right. And I late to get out, which means I have to start getting ready at like 3:30. What time I 4:30? No point for me to sleep. But I didn't know how to kill time. Because I didn't know how to kill time, I'm like, so I didn't know that's what my game was called. Didn't know it was called that. Did I actually? Can I rename that? Can I? I can't. Well, we don't talk about that. I hope nobody ever sees that. Oh, is my stream working? working? Okay, so I just found out my mic bit laggy, bit dying. So I'll turn off background noise reduction, which means you'll be able to hear my keyboard a get bit, and you might be able to. I used to have one. So I plan on getting a new one. Oh, actually, sub a walking advertisement. I've been doing something called Free Cash. And basically with Free Cash, they like pay you to play games, like mobile games. Yeah, it sounds sketchy or whatever, but I've already made money from it and I've already spent the money from it. So, you know what, due to the fact that I've actually made the money and been able to put it towards things and, you know, get food and stuff like that, I think it's legit, you know. And, you know, people always say like, oh, wait, like whatever amount of time to see if they like take the money back or whatever, but I don't want to wait. I don't want to. This is taking awfully long to load. It's still lagging. Okay, so I just found out my mic bit laggy, bit dying. So I'll turn off background noise reduction, which means you'll be able to hear my keyboard a get bit, and you might be able to. I used to have one. Okay, my mic is fine. Sorry, I was checking my mic. I'm so sorry if you'll hear like the playback or whatever. My stream is very delayed. Sometimes it's very delayed, sometimes it's not. There's not actually much I can do. And I'm actually quite annoyed by it because I don't want it to be crazy delayed. I don't know how long I'll be streaming for. I have to stop streaming around 3:30. So at most, this stream will be like 3.5 hours. But I don't know. I mean, I've been able to play this for like 5 hours straight. I just need something to kill time because I've been watching Grey's Anatomy and I got to the episode where the dog dies and I just can't do that today. I can't. You know, everybody who died in that show, you know how like people die a bunch, did not make me cry. That dog died, I cried. Has nothing to do with the actual. Okay, I am a sucker for like animals dying in shows. A sucker, like, sorry, when I'm saying a sucker, I don't mean that I like it. I mean I will cry because of it, and it has nothing to do with the animals. It has to do with my dog. So I have like this lingering fear that she can die at any moment, and if I'm not with her, then I'll never get to spend her last moment with her. And I haven't been able to been with her like for over a month now. Like I see her every now and then when I like go and visit her, but from the fact that I spent every single day with her for 7-8 years to never like not seeing for days on end, like I know it's like a stupid thing to feel anxiety over, but it's why I can't sleep. Look, I know I'm tired, but I lay there and I've had like panic attacks and shit. Like, it's crazy. I probably shouldn't be saying this on a live stream on YouTube, but that's what I'm thinking about. Actually, another thing I shouldn't be saying. I started new medication, which okay, I don't think people understand how happy I am. Like I was like, I've told multiple people that like I'm finally like getting medicine, like being medicated and whatnot, like, and then they're like, oh, and then like it's such like a judgmental, like, oh, you're broken, like you need to be medicated type of thing. Like dude, we all have problems. And I had to wait. Okay, so basically, so it's actually been a bit since I've been able to get it, but I was a bit worried about going about it. So, for context, growing up, I was pretty much just not allowed to be anything but quote-unquote normal, which I know sounds kind of weird, but like the best way I can explain it is that like, so I'm pretty sure I have autism. I went to either psychiatrist or what's the other one? I don't remember. One of the two. And he basically told me that I most likely have autism and had to go, psychologist, psychiatrist, like psychologist. And then I was told I had to go to the other one to get a diagnosis. And I just wasn't, like, straight up, like, bro saw me, we talked, and bro automatically knew. So, because of that, I can't go through. Okay, I'll go through this way. Because of that, I keep losing my train of thought. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, so I wasn't allowed to, and it was because of my dad at the time. And this was years ago. So I wasn't allowed to whatever, and I wasn't ever able to get any type of help for, I guess I'm gonna say what was wrong with me. I know wrong is the incorrect word to use, but what I needed help with, I wasn't able to get the help for because of the fact that it was deemed as different. Now, this is not like a situation like, for example, my dad not believing it, because I've heard people who have had like families who just didn't believe in anything like that. Like, they don't believe in mental health stuff, whatever, and like they believe like, oh yeah, you just have to like grow up, whatever. Like it wasn't that situation, because they full on believed. Because my sister, she has tons, and I mean this in a very respectful way, but tons of different like mental health problems. Like maybe not mental, like I know autism is one of them. I know she's trying to get, like, she was or has, or something to do with OCD. There's more of them, but I don't know them. I didn't really pay attention. But I mean, she has multiple, and you know, she's been diagnosed, or she's in the process of being diagnosed. You know, she got diagnosed at a very young age for at least autism. Well, it wasn't, I don't think it was called autism back then. So maybe not autism. Like, it's called that now. I just mean at the time. Anyways, so yeah, they do believe. It's not like a case of not. The thing is, because of the fact that my sister was already what they deemed as different, like mentally, which I, like, you know, I'm gonna say neurodivergent. That's actually a great word for me to use. They wanted me to be neurotypical. They didn't want to admit the fact that, my dad didn't, mostly what it seemed like is he didn't want to admit the fact that he had two neurodivergent kids. And due to that, my sister got all the help she needed, got the medication, the support. Now, even I've heard her complain saying stuff like, oh, well, the support, like, wasn't actually that helpful anyways. But even if it wasn't, she was still allowed to, like, I think she fails to realize part of the support is, like, the medication, the therapy, stuff like that. The things that have actually helped her, like, the things that have improved her life. I personally was just never allowed to have that, and I have figured out that I either have, I need to look up the terms. Um, Sorry, I'm looking this up on my phone. There's two different phobia names. So I either have agoraphobia or scopophobia, and like I was told this by a doctor. I've had it for years, and it's just gone untreated, and it's gotten worse and worse and worse and worse, and it's presented itself in worse ways, which isn't great. Not really happy to hear that. Like, honestly, like, so anytime I hear agoraphobia, I actually think of Shameless with, I don't know her name, but there's a lady in the show who has agoraphobia and, you know, struggles with it and whatnot, but it's the way it's like presented in the show made me never think I had it, because it was the only instance of me really ever hearing the term, which I have a second point to go on off of that, but so due to like how it was shown, I was like, yeah, no way that I have this, you know, because the way I deal with it is very different. Whoa. Not worth it. Not worth it. Sorry. And because it didn't personally relate with my own experiences, I just like, yeah, I didn't have that. But apparently after talking to a doctor, I do. Or at least something like it. Which, honestly, it's kind of weird to think I have that. Because I never understood how someone could. Like, I didn't understand the mentality behind it. Like, honestly, personally, I don't think I have it exactly, because from what I understand, agoraphobia is the fear of like going outside, which I can go outside. Like, I don't mind going outside. That's what I'm saying. The doctor told me agoraphobia, but I'm personally thinking scopophobia, because it's more specific with what my issue is. Because, I mean, I quite like outside. This is gonna sound so like loser-like, but I have this really like weird fear of being like seen. Now it has nothing to do with like what others think of me, which is what I was having like trouble explaining, because it's normal to have anxiety around like the way people perceive you. What's not normal apparently is the aspect of being seen, because when I was younger it presented itself in a fear of like cameras. And it kind of just got worse from there. Anyways, I have so many points here. Okay, going back to what I was saying about, you know, my family. So, I was basically made to live as neurotypical while being very much not. And I was denied any type of support while watching, for example, my sister get all the support she needed. Well, maybe not all of it. She got it some, like, what could be given. Like, I'm not saying it's perfect, you know? Like, I hear her complaining about things that happened when she was younger due to the fact that, like, the fact that her supports weren't good enough. Oh, I'm going back. I'm not going down there. And I mean, I don't know. Like, personally, I don't think she realizes the kind of like the luckiness that she has with the fact that, like, you know, I've like moved out. I actually, well, been a while, and I've had a while to actually, you know, get some type of diagnosis, get help, whatever, but I grew up basically being told that everything I felt was me being like over dramatic. Get away from me. No. No. I just want the berries. Anyways, I grew up basically being told everything that I felt, everything that I thought was wrong, was me being overdramatic. That there was nothing, like everyone goes through what I go through, and that I was just being overdramatic about it, which makes me doubt a lot what I feel. Because I'm gonna be honest, you have no way of knowing what you are feeling to the severity you feel it is how other people experience what you're experiencing, and if what you're experiencing is common or not. Like, I feel like my music stopped for some reason. I feel like a great example of this with my personal life, like not with the whole entire like neurodivergent stuff, but on a more physical level than mental, because oh no. No, I've been knocked out. I got jumped. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna lay down first. My knee's killing me. Also, yes, I'm on my bed doing this. I'm comfy, okay? Anyways. I feel like a great example on a physical level is like my legs. So I don't have a great way to explain what is exactly wrong with my legs, because people have asked me countless times. Like, I don't think people realize the second you have something different about you, people come up to you like you're a Q&A. Like I've had so many people ask me different things about like, oh, what's wrong with your legs? Why do you stand like stuff like that? Which I mean, kind of rude, but okay. I don't have a good answer because it's multiple things. It's with my legs, and my like feet and ankles and stuff like that, like whole thing. It's multiple parts. It's not just like I broke a bone or something. Not trying to downplay people who break bones, by the way. That's not what I mean. I just mean like it's not one simple thing. My muscles are, and my tendons and my ligaments are messed up. My my Achilles tendon has tightened to the point where I can't fully move my feet, like up and down. What else? I'm a bit forgetful. My talus bone has excess cartilage. I don't fully understand this one, so pardon if I explain this, but it has like excess cartilage or something, and then it's also chronically bruised and been shifted out of place where it's not properly lodged in where it's supposed to be. And due to that, I don't fully understand. I'm sorry. All I know is it has something to do with like the placement and chronic bruising. Like honestly, visibly looking at my legs, nothing seems wrong with it, which I actually find kind of interesting. Like, the most would be the fact that I can't fully move my feet up and down. Oh, I know what I do with this. Where is it? You're gonna give me? Yeah. Thank you. Anyways. I keep losing my train of thought because I keep doing other stuff. Anyways, yeah, so visibly there's not much wrong. Now, and I got over. I've had severe pain pretty much my entire life with it. I can't go back to when I was like 3 or something because I can't remember then, so I can't say if it was an issue then. But pretty much as far back as I can remember, it has been incredibly painful. I can't stand for long periods of time. I can't walk for long periods of time. Like, work became hell because basically I'd work, okay? A normal shift, like 5 hours or something. 5 hours, you know, normal, even 4. And I would be unable to walk the next day. And I would be limping back to my car after my shift was over, limp home, lay down, and then spend my next day there, because there was no way I could walk after a shift. Ooh, I found another one. Please don't notice me. No, I'm not here. I'm not here. So yeah, and I have this very vivid memory where I went on a ski trip with like my family. So it was my dad, my sister, my dad's girlfriend, and it was either both her daughters or one of her daughters. I can't tell you. I think, no, it was both of them. It was both of them, I'm pretty sure. If I remember the timing, it was before she moved. Okay. This was years ago. Like, this was so long ago. I can't believe it. But we went on a ski trip. And I'm not gonna say where, but funny enough, it's actually where I live now. It was before we moved. It was years before I moved here. And I didn't move here for that, because basically, I'm not gonna go into my moving situation. That's kind of creepy. But what was I saying? I low-key forgot. Oh yeah, the ski trip. So yeah, I have this very vivid memory. So basically, went on a ski trip, and I can't wear ski boots or like snow boots, or whatever you want, like the snowboarding boots you wear, the skiing boots you wear. I can't wear those. Can't even wear ice skates, because I can't bend my foot in a way that it forces it in, and it causes severe pain, because it's basically ripping and stretching the muscle and the tendon. And this was before my family would believe something was possibly wrong, that I was actually experiencing real pain and I wasn't just being an inconvenience. But sadly, you know, my luck is the fact that they would believe nothing but the fact that I was purposely trying to inconvenience them. So I remember being on the ground after wearing the snow boots for maybe like 20 minutes, not long. I was on the ground, unable to walk, writhing in pain, because I just couldn't. And instead of, you know, them, like, I remember my dad's girlfriend at this point in time. She was I would say the one who was very not understanding. Because I don't remember my dad or anything in this, like this memory, so I don't know if he was there, but again, I remember being in pain, whatever, and her just screaming at me to get up, and how I was ruining her vacation, and how everyone feels a bit of pain. You know, everyone thinks it's a bit tight. It's normal. I just have to grow up. And, you know, that's basically how it was till finally, after years, I convinced them to let me go see a doctor who originally they thought it was just the Achilles tendon, and the Achilles tendon will tighten if your foot is held in a certain position while like growing, which is actually somewhat common. It can happen also with like ballet dancers and whatnot, because of how they keep their foot in a certain position for long periods of time, and it can actually tighten that muscle. So, you know, not a crazy thing. It would have been easy to fix, because all you need to do is do exercises to just stretch out the tendon, and then after stretching it out, it'd be pretty much good. You know, no pain after that. So I was put into physical therapy, and I was basically being made to do exercises. And, you know, this is all good and dandy, except one, Apparently, in my dad's girlfriend's ads, because basically all this was going through her insurance. So she had full control over if I got to go or not. She could just decide I wasn't able to. So, basically, I was doing the stretches every day for context. You know, that what I was meant to do, I was doing it. Oh, I have to go back. I don't know where a teleporter is. This one over here. In her little opinion, I apparently wasn't doing the stretches enough. So, as punishment, she took me out of the physical therapy and I've never been back. And that was years ago. So if my memory's a bit wrong, I apologize, but I do remember that part because I remember being really annoyed and then getting in trouble because apparently I wasn't trying hard enough. And I wasn't doing it, even though I was. She wasn't seeing me do it. Because I'd do it in my room, randomly throughout the day. I wasn't doing it in front of her or anything. So I'm ranting. But, so yeah. Back to us saying. So yeah, with the original thought was Achilles tendon. Now, after physical therapy and whatnot, you know, it wasn't fixed. And also, just looking back, you know, could have possibly not been fixed if it was just the Achilles tendon because my physical therapy was taken away from me like it was some privilege, not like it was helping me walk. Anyways, so I'm trying to find this teleporter while talking, and it's a bit difficult. Oh yeah, it changes every time. Anyways, so after that, I don't fully remember what happened, but I think after some push and shove, I was allowed to get an MRI of my leg. After getting an MRI, I think it was an MRI. It was something, and maybe it was a CT. I don't know. They ended up seeing the issue with the talus bone, which then made them think, oh, the pain was just due to the chronic bruising on the bone, which there wasn't actually much you can do for that. Now, there was a issue with the actual cartilage around the bone and like the placement. The issue is the way it was messed up. There wasn't actually much that could be, like, they could fix it, but it's with the way that one of them in specific ended up being like placed or messed up or whatever. Like the way it was, due to it, it wasn't possible. Sorry, words. This is what happens when I try and play and tell something. So it was possible. It would be very difficult for them to get in and fix it because it was lodged like pretty far back into my ankle area. So they couldn't do a whole lot. And without being able to do a whole lot, like, of course, like, they might still try and fix that because that can still be an issue. But originally I thought it was just that, so in my mind, at least my perception of the situation, wasn't specifically told this, but my understanding was I probably just need to, you know, rest and put less weight on my ankles and whatnot and try and see if I can at least make it not bruised anymore. Which sounds easier than it actually is. And then I went for an x-ray, I think. Maybe it wasn't. I went for something, and it was how they saw the issue with the tendon and the muscles. So oh. Okay, so I was getting upgrades. Well, I'm gonna go to the Mossy. Actually, you know, I want to have a Saber Slime. So I need to choose which really passive slime. You know what? You seem passive. I'm taking you. Anyway, forgetting my train of thought. So yeah, after that, I was able to go see a surgeon. Now, this again was a while ago. And at this point, you know, the surgeon talked, and I was actually with my dad, because again, this was a few years ago. And, you know, he explained what needed to be done and how I most likely, you know, needed surgery. Now, of course, I didn't absolutely have to have surgery. I could have survived without it, but it would have been painful. I would have still been in pain, and I'm not gonna say it is absolutely 100% that the surgery will fix the pain, but it's the first thing they're trying. And you know, after being told that I needed this surgery, I basically was gonna let my dad handle it, because you know, he's my dad, you know. And I don't really, at the time, actually I still don't really understand how you set up surgeries. But I kind of assumed he knew, you know, he was going to handle it. And I assumed he would talk to, you know, his girlfriend, who dealt with my medical stuff at the time. And also my grandma, who lived with us, about it. Explain it, you know, didn't think I need to. And, you know, I'm just, you know, waiting. And he explains to me that he doesn't want me to have the surgery. Now, this would be all fine, all dandy, you know, even maybe kind of sweet and caring if it was due to the fact that he thought that the risks outweighed what, like, the positives were. Well, however you word that. I don't really know how you word that sentence. But no, it was because it would be too much of an inconvenience for him to take care of me. By the way, my sister was allowed to get surgery done on her spine. So, like, around, like, the same time, I was told about the surgery, so. Just saying. There's a trend. Anyways, he, apparently just never told them. And I randomly brought it up, and they were like, what? Like, you need surgery? I'm like, yeah, weren't you told? And they're like, no. I'm like, oh, wow. And then I asked him out, you know. And so I had to book an appointment, wait multiple months for that appointment. Then I went in to talk to the surgeon, then got put on a wait list, which took like, okay. For people who don't know how Canadian healthcare works, you can't just go to a hospital, pay a bunch of money, and get a surgery done. Now, I'm assuming with like American healthcare, you can do that with some stuff. There's probably some stuff you need a wait list for, but also I'm assuming the wait lists are much shorter because you actually have to pay for it. With Canadian healthcare, a lot of it gets covered by stuff like our the Ontario Health Insurance Provider and like stuff like that. So due to that, you can really just go in, and if you have like OHIP or other insurance or whatever, like depending on what it is, like it gets pretty much covered or fully covered. Like for example, like my sister's surgery on her spine would have cost like $100,000 and it was completely free. Did not cost a cent. Which I feel like it's like a good example. Like it was a crazy long wait list, but didn't cost anything. At least to my knowledge. if it did cost something, it was nowhere near like 100,000. But I don't think it cost anything. Maybe like 50 bucks. I don't know. Anyways, due to that, the wait lists are really, really long. And I've had to wait ages. Now, I'm not going to give exact time frames, but just know it's been a while. I don't want to give exact time frames because I like my image being like eternally 868 online. And if I start giving time frames and you do the math and you'll figure out that I'm, in reality, I'm not actually eternally 868. Ruins my image, you know. Also because I don't fully remember. That's how long ago it was. I don't know if I can get up here. Of a thought. Anyways, yeah. And then after a very long wait list, in like 7 hours, I'm having the surgery, which is kind of weird to think about. I don't know how I think, like how I feel about that. Like, obviously, I'm very excited to have the surgery, but also, it's surgery. Oh my god, thank god this is good water. I did fall in it though, and I don't know how to get out. Oh, you can actually go down here. Okay, you meant to go down here. Is there something down here that I need to look at? This is so strange to like be in. Anyways, what was I talking about? The surgery. And I don't actually know a huge ton of information about the surgery except the name of it and like what's being fixed, but I don't know which version they're gonna go with because there's multiple versions. And I kind of wish more was said. Also, I was saying like stuff about like American Healthcare before. Like, I'm pretty sure there are wait lists and there are long ones, but like I feel like maybe I'm wrong, but you can probably go in for certain things and be able to like pay for it. Also, another thing is like, okay, so I'm basing this on TV because obviously I have not been to an emergency room in America. But from what like at least like the like shows displays, the fact that like you can go in to an emergency room and unless you have a very minor issue, you'll be at least seen pretty fast. Treated, I don't know, but at least seen by a doctor pretty fast. I remember that I had an infection that was basically spreading throughout part of me, and it was causing me unbearable pain. Like, and you know, I'm not gonna go into details. Anyways, I had sat there for I think 6 hours before someone saw me, and then another 2 waiting in one of those doctor rooms, like where they talk to you, for a doctor to come and see me and give me some type of medicine to stop the pain. So I'm just so annoyed by that. And because it was, I think, around 9-10 p.m. once I finally got, like, you know, the help I needed. And the thing that really annoys me about this, I'm so lucky I was able to have someone, you know, drive me. But if I wanted to take public transportation home, which I sometimes did do, because, you know, I don't always have a drive. I'm gonna be honest here. I would have been screwed because, so obviously if you don't live where I live, you obviously don't know how the public transportation works. But at the time, the last bus ran between 8 to 9 p.m. and I lived pretty far from the hospital and would need to take 2 buses to get home. And before, like, anyone, like, goes, like, oh, well, nobody's actually gonna say that because nobody's here. But before anyone goes, like, oh, well, why didn't you just leave? I felt like I was dying. And if I were to just come back the next day, the same thing would happen. And it's actually recommended to go quite early in the morning to the emergency room to be one of, like, the first people seen. But also, the part of an emergency room is the fact that you're meant to go when there's an emergency. You can't time that. No, it's just kind of dumb advice, but anyways. Emergency rooms are so weird. Sorry, I'm like looking for the other big slime because I was told last time I was streaming that there's one here. Do I know where? No. But I was told I need a higher, like, jetpack, and I used to know where it is, I just don't remember. What was I saying beforehand? Something about... Oh, yeah. Like, I could very much be incorrect about, you know, my knowledge on... like, American healthcare, so I'm comparing it to it on what I think it is. I could be wrong, if so I apologize. But, like, the best comparison I can compare being put on a surgical wait list for a pretty, even for a pretty basic surgery, like, not like a heart transplant, well, is, okay, that's a bad example to use because that's also my other example. Anyways, the best way I compare it to is being put on a wait list for a transplant, like a... People get, like, kidneys or livers, right? Yeah, like something like that. Similar wait time. Actually, kind of the wait list for transplants kind of depend on, like, you know, what's available. But, like, oh, actually, I'm not gonna go into what the surgery is, but I was talking to a doctor about a surgery I'm planning on getting, and, you know, I was going over, like there's different doctors I can contact, and I was being told the waitlist times, and one of them got to 5 years and had to be closed. Now, this isn't 5 years for the surgery, this is 5 years to be seen by a doctor. And I'm sorry if I find that kinda insane. Like, what do you mean 5 years? 5 actual years? It's crazy. Like, I don't know, I can't wrap my head around that. Like, maybe that's normal. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Oh, talking about doctors. So, I'm very indecisive about what I want to do for my future because, like, honestly, I gotta think what's practical to do. Because, like, I would love to do, like, idle stuff and whatnot. Which I know sounds kind of strange. but I honestly love it. It would seem so fun. Like, I love every aspect, even what people seem to hate about like idol life. Like, also when I'm saying idol, I do not mean like how like Western idols work. I hate Western idols. Like how and not how Korean idols work either. Specifically how Japanese idols are. Now this really has nothing to do with Japan. It just happened to be Japanese, which I want to clear up because the amount of times I've talked about like Japanese idols and how I prefer them over Western idols, and then I get told by some random person like, "Oh wow, you know, why do you only like it because it's Japanese and you're romanticizing Japan?" Like, no. Literally, I could care less. They could be European. If they produce the same music, have the same culture, or the same, I don't care. Anyways, to me, like, Japanese idol culture, specifically stuff like Minchika, is very unique. Even, actually, I'm gonna say idol and just music culture in general. Like, a good example of the music culture part is, like, Visual Kei. That is also, like, I'm gonna say pretty unique, but also in recent years, due to how it grew in some popularity, it's a lot of people like are taking inspiration from it, but nothing wrong with that. Quite happy to see that. Just, it's hard to say unique. What time is it? Oh, I gotta keep yapping. I don't know what is it? Oh yeah, music. Anyways, back to what I was saying. It just seems so fun to be in, like, specifically Manchika, because that's like the idol thing I'm thinking about. Like, for context, when I'm talking about idol stuff, I'm talking about Manchika. If you don't know what that is, what's the best way I can explain it? Basically, think about, you know, like the frilly outfits that Japanese idols wear, if you know what those are. You know, the really cutesy one, lots of frillies, you know, lots of layers. And, you know, like the really, well, it doesn't always have to be super, like, poppy, happy music. Like, it can really, can definitely change a bit. Like, it can be more unique in its, like, own thing. That's not gonna work. But, like, that, but it's men, and I don't know how to explain how it's totally different, except by saying it's men, and then just you filling in the rest. Can I get up here? No. That's not gonna work. Sorry, what was I keep pausing and I keep losing my train of thought. Oh, Manchika idols. Anyways, more about Manchika idols. Oh, it could be there. Is it bad to think that? I'm risking a lot, but I risked a lot for absolutely nothing. Okay, good. This is actually solid. Yeah. Honestly, it seems so fun now. Like, No! No! Damn it. Anyways, yeah, it does seem like it would be like something really fun to do, and I would love to. But I also recognize the fact that one, kind of got to be in Japan for that. And two, you need skill. Or looks. You could have no skill in all looks, and that still works. Like, honestly, the only part about idol culture in Japan that I dislike has to be around dating and romantic situations with people, you know, like stuff like that, you know. Don't like it because it really makes me feel like people are treating idols like objects. Like please date. It's better that way. Huh. Okay, maybe that's not the best way to say it. Like, I see idols getting canceled or hated on because they were flirting with someone or you know, I don't know if I can say sex on YouTube, so I'm not, but I had that with them. Oh, what was I thinking about? Oh, yeah. Or, we're seen texting with another idol in, like, a romantic manner, or a picture of them hanging out with someone of, like, the opposite gender and going, oh, yeah, are they dating? Like, the amount of hate that comes with that is just absolutely disgusting, because these are real people, and I get it. You know, you don't want to see your Oshi or whatever dating someone, because then it ruins your parasocial relationship, but come on. Come on. These are real people. Like, it's the only part of it that I just don't like, and I know there's not much that can be done, because that's just how it is, and I wish it wasn't how it is. And, yeah, I know. I'm not in Japan or whatever, so really I can't have a say. But, you know, the amount of hate I've seen come from it, like, okay, this is gonna be a really kind of controversial thing. Another thing I really hate about it, which is, it's not really idol culture specific, because this would really happen with anyone, and I want to start off by saying I'm not saying that this is straight up untrue. Anything that I'm gonna be bringing up, it can be true. I'm just saying there's literally no proof. And that's kind of what I hate about it. Anyways, so I've seen multiple incidents of idols being, like, called out, like, or having allegations or being accused of doing terrible things like sleeping with people underage. Now, sometimes this is true, which honestly, I'm very sorry to those who have been affected and those who have been hurt by people who've done stuff like that. But a lot of the times, so many times, it will be a picture of the idol that taken by someone, and then like an account saying it was taken by, like, a minor, or like they were with a minor and had romantic, or let's say much more lewd relations with said minor. And, like, of course it can be true, but it's not like a photo of them kissing. They don't even, the thing is, with every single case I've seen of this, and I'm not saying they have to, like, I guess straight up say who the minor, like, full name, whatever age, what, like, that's not what I mean, but, like, it'll be a random photo, and there's no credit to where the image came from. So you have no idea on who actually took the photo. Like, I'm gonna make up something here. Because if I use a real life situation, that can get a bit controversial. Okay, let's say, two people were on a date, okay? An idol, and, you know, just random other person, could be another idol, could be a fan, something like that, you know? So, and they're doing, oh, what is it called? No, I'm changing it. They're going out to, you know, eat or something, you know, and the person who is not the idol in question takes a photo of the idol. And, oh wait, this has happened before. Okay, just know I'm not referencing the situation. If you can think of one relating, like, similar to this, I'm not meaning to relate to that. But let's say they post a photo and go like, on a date with idol name or something, like on a date with like this, with like a nickname or something, not straight up stating. Or even like a photo of like the food you got, but then the idol happened to upload a photo of them like with the same food, and then people connect the dots, like that type of thing. Anyways, that happens, okay? And actually, let's say it doesn't say they're on a date. Let's just say like eating whatever as like the caption or something. And then people get hold of that, and then they start posting it. Now they post a photo that it was taken from, like, the food photo, and then the photo of the idol, and then go, oh yeah, idol's name was seen, oh, has, like, there's proof to them having romantic relationships and whatever, and then people get a lot of upset and whatever. But then they don't link the original post with the photo to show the fact that this was from an account that is not like another. No, actually, it could easily just be a friend. Could be a friend. Could be an idol's alt account, because a lot of idols will have what I'm gonna call secret alt accounts, where basically they won't relate any of it to their name or anything, so when they're being searched it won't come up, and then they'll like post it on an Instagram story or something, so then only a very like few people, maybe they haven't post on like an Instagram, they don't share it at all, and they just post stuff on it. Or like they post it on some type of like subscription based thing. Anyways, so very few people have it. Could have been something like that with these like types of photos. And then another one, which I'm gonna try and make up while I'm also thinking of a specific situation. Like, let's say there is a photo of, oh, this is really hard not to reference the actual situation because I gotta make it kind of specific but vague. Okay, let's say, you know, idol. Okay, a photo of an idol in like bed or whatever, okay? Now, not much information on like the background of it. You can't really tell where they are. You can just tell that bro's on a bed, okay? And okay, you know, nobody's gonna see this, so I guess I can be a bit more specific, because this is very hard to do vaguely while also trying to keep the information somewhat correct enough, so then this actually is the same like information but worded differently. Anyways, we're on a bed, you know, And can't remember what else. You know, photo, it has like a caption being like spending time with name or something like that. And the guy's like shirtless and asleep, whatever. So that's it. I think there was also music, like a music box thing, because this was an Instagram story. Anyways, that gets posted, and it's like idol name, idol group, and then like caught having explicit relations with an underage person. That's what I'm gonna call it. Okay, that's how I'm gonna word it. And then they don't link the account that posted the story. They don't say anything about who posted it. They don't give any context on who the person was. They just post the photo of the story and state the fact that it was an underage person. Now, I'm not saying there wasn't an explicit relationship. I don't care about that. If there was, there was. What I'm saying is that they give nothing to them being an underage. And this happens a ton, where they'll just claim like there was a possibility they were, and there was something else on that account, that maybe there was an age or a birth year. But because they don't give any of that at all, like even if they were to post the story but have, you know, the profile picture, the username, whatnot, and scratch out the username, okay? You don't have to show it if you don't want to actually give out this person's account. And then take a picture of the bio, again, scratching out the username, and then like if it has an age or something that is why you're saying this person was underage. Because I'm gonna be honest, if it was a victim posting it, of course believe the victim. But if it's a third-party account posting drama and they don't give any proof to the actual serious issue that they're claiming someone's doing, I can't just believe it. Because the amount of things that have... Was it up there? I can't tell. The amount of things that have been proven incorrect is crazy. It's just crazy. And the thing is, people who already hate these people latch onto these things like leeches, because they want to believe they're true, because it's another reason for them to hate these people, which is low-key kind of messed up, but okay. Oh, actually, you know, I'm gonna be very specific with this very specific situation, which has been proven false, and I can say why. So I found out basically there was this girl who is a fan of an idol. Fan is a bit weird word to use here, but I'm gonna use it. So fan of this idol, and she's 15 and created fake Instagrams, DMs, oh shoot, with her and the idol, stating that basically this guy who is late 20s was saying very inappropriate things to be saying to someone underage. That's basically what she was claiming. She made fake Instagram DMs with like the guy saying very inappropriate things, you know, going like we were together or something like that. And the haters ate it up. Didn't even try and fact check it. And I actually saw someone make a video and include that drama. I'm calling it drama, okay? Include that when making a video on the person, and didn't even check to see if it was true or not, just put it in and claimed it as true. And the reason why I know this is fake, because the same girl DM'd me, talked to her a bit, and she told me they were forged. She told me she faked them, which I find kind of funny, the fact that I have actual proof of them being fake because you know the girl who made them admitted to them being fake. Anyways, so yeah, haters latched onto that so fast. Like I've never seen someone latch on to information so quickly before. But yeah, and a bunch of hate was sent because it's just another reason to hate people they already don't like. Even with stuff like that was pretty much obviously fake. Actually, the funniest thing about those screenshots is the fact that so this is something I found very funny, is they decided to make the screenshots when faking them, acting like they were messaging a private account of the idol. Now, actually, I was accepted into following, and which allows me to see who follows the idol. And based on the like, I'm not gonna go into that, but so I can see, you know, who follows, who he has allowed to follow him, and I can confidently say this girl, not one of them, not at all. So since because of that, there's no way for her to be, you know, messaging him. At least I don't think so. On someone's private account. Or at least, I'm pretty sure if they were talking and they were presumably together and he was saying stuff like that, he would at least have her following him, possibly him following her. But no, never. If she had chosen to do this with like one of his main accounts, maybe would have been more believable, but I just find that choice kind of funny because it's so easy to disprove. But nonetheless, I was talking about idol drop. Sorry, there's so much. Like, honestly, there's so much at this point, I can't even follow it all. And I just hear random stuff every day with no proof. Also, that's the thing I hate about social media. Because all this gets posted on social media. It's not like there's like news articles about this or something, about the quote unquote terrible things these people are doing. It's literally just posts on social media. Like, oh, something very popular, which, like, honestly, a lot of these are fake, which is why I'm bringing it up. For the ones that are real, again, very sorry, but for some reason, people love lying about random idols getting them pregnant. Specifically, minors who got pregnant by idols who are not minors. And before someone goes saying this is insensitive, I have seen countless cases of people lying and getting images from Google. For example, there was this one girl. Now, I can't remember what idol this girl was replying to. I'm saying girl because they were claiming to be pregnant and to be a, you know, pregnant girl. So, you know, maybe they were lying about their gender. Who knows? But they had posted like 2 photos. It was either a pregnancy test or like a baby, like, black and white scan thing. And also like a picture of a family, which seemed to be like very poor family or something like, or they went in an ambulance. Sorry, I've seen so many photos, so I don't remember the exact case for this one. Anyways, they were claiming that they were like 15, 16, something like that, and were impregnated by the idol. And like and we're like showing like proof of it, like quote unquote proof. And like they had some type of story. I don't remember the story. Anyways, one reverse Google image search. I didn't do it. Someone else did. Pulled up like Google search on like multiple of the same image, of both images. And also the fact that so this idol obviously lives in Japan, and this person they either lived in Russia or America. I can't remember. So I don't know, maybe it's bad for me to think, but I'm gonna be honest, you're 15, 16, I don't think you're going to like they had something in their story about being poor. So like I don't think you're going to Japan if you're 15 or 16 and your family's poor. And also I don't think you're gonna be like impregnated on said trip. Just saying. Just saying, guys. Like obviously, you know, some of these stories are true, but not all of them. And countless have been proven as false. And the ones that I haven't seen proven as false is because no one has really looked into it. Like these are the ones that have not been proven as true, by the way. Like the neutral ones, I mean, the ones that have been proven as neither, is because nobody has tried to look into it to see if it could possibly false. They just believe it and eat it up. Like I'm just so like appalled. I don't know the word to use. Shocked? Like and honestly, what I'm wondering is how are these idols having time for all this that people are claiming they're apparently doing? Again, I'm talking about how, yes, some idols do actually do bad things, but a lot of the time it's misinformation, and people just don't care if it's misinformation. They care if it's another thing to add to the reason of hating. Also, something really weird that I've been seeing lately is that people will dig up stuff from like a decade ago. Sorry, not the a decade ago or something, and then it will be like very minor issues to add another reason to hate. And actually this one I will be specific with, because I'm actually thinking of something specific. So like back in like 2017 or something, so I get not actual decade, you know, bit less, but close. You know, artist, idol, whatever I like, named Gadachi, had drawn a character in his comic, and it was definitely not the greatest portrayal of someone who seemed to have, you know, darker skin tone, because they ended up having like the donut lips. Now, one thing I do want to say, that from like 2000 to like 2018 or whatever, like something like that, like I'm gonna be honest, the donut lip thing, even though it was wrong, was popular in shows for like a decent amount of time, and it wasn't always viewed as incredibly wrong. Actually, a great example I have of this is Garterbelt from Pantheon Stalking, because he has had donut lips, and we're gonna still have donut lips until a bunch of fans got upset when the new trailer came out from the new Pantheon Stalking, and they basically just recolored his donut lips to his skin tone, so it just looked like an opening around his facial hair. Anyways, back to what I was saying. So, you know, it was a character. I think the character was named like Cutie or something, because I remember replying about the character or something, because I don't know, I can't remember. I have bad memory. Anyways, And people were hating, saying he was racist because he did that 7 years ago. And since then, what makes it kind of funny is that he has actually redesigned the character since into a totally... What is going on? Okay. He has redesigned... What? Yeah, he has redesigned the character since into a much, like, better representation. Honestly, from my memory, if I remember right, the character kind of gives, like, Yaru vibes now. No type of, like, racist stereotype on the character, fully redesigned, much better designed, you know, nothing actually wrong with the design anymore. So the issue was realized and was fixed. And still people get angry, people get upset. Damn it, I'm back up here. Anyway, sorry, that would have to be a very specific example of something, because that was something I saw a bit ago. And, like, people were hating so much. And people have been spreading around the image going like, oh my god, he's racist, he drew this. And, like, I'm not gonna be the person who says, oh, he should have known better. Because, yes, he was 20 at the time. So I'm not gonna say that. What I am gonna say is that it was popular in the media at the time. You gotta think about the time it was drawn in. Like, it's like getting mad at, like the, Ouran High School Host Club, specifically referring to the dub, because that's what I listen to, for some of the, for the usage of words, they say, that are now deemed as very unacceptable to be used. Not gonna repeat them. If you know, you know. Or the humor that is used, which is now deemed as unacceptable to be used, as it's been realized as wrong. You don't get mad at it for including those things, because at the time that was what was common. Okay, some of the things, you know, like the whole time, I'm not even gonna say it because I don't know, had to do with the Lobelia girls. Little controversial, you know, a certain what, German guy. Yeah, that's a problem, but that's also much more serious, very different than what I'm trying to talk about right now. That was in very, very poor taste. Anyway, sorry, back to my point. You don't, like, look at shows from, like, the 2000s, whatever, and get upset at different art style choices they make, or different dialogue and diction choices they make, especially when that was what was commonly used at the time. It wasn't like they should have known better. It's like they were just doing what was common, which doesn't suddenly mean someone's racist. Like, if they went the extra step, like, let's say if he had done like a character doing like blackface or something like that, you know, like something like that, or did like really harmful stereotypes with like people of color, then yeah, you know what, that'd be different. But that's not what is happening. And I feel like it's important to think of context. Anyway, that was something that had been annoying me for a bit. Because honestly, it's not that much of an issue. Like that in specific. Now, I know people are gonna come after me again because, oh well, this is not your problem, so you can't speak on it, type of thing. And I understand that. I do understand that. So, you know, I'm just talking about the art side and the. So, anyways. I'm just trying to show how, like, that's already been something that's been corrected anyways. I'm not saying it wasn't wrong. I'm just saying that it wasn't like what some people are making it out to be. Low-key, I've seen some crazy things come out about, like, different things. I don't know. I don't know. I can't find what I'm looking for. Not in here. This is a really boring stream. I have not done much. I've mainly just yapped. Honestly, I wish I had people I could talk to about just things I like. Like, yeah, I have friends, but I don't think they want to hear about, like, stuff I like or what's currently on my mind. I just don't think they care that much. Which, I mean, yeah, you know, maybe they do. Maybe I'm lucky, but also just don't want to bother them and force them into listening to me talk about stuff they just don't care about. Like, honestly, I could talk about Gadachi for hours about, like, the amount of information I have relating to him. Maybe not just specifically about him, but just relating to him. So much. Too much. Oh, actually, you know, something kind of funny. Not exactly about him, but, kind of. So basically, I don't know entirely. I don't think me in specific is well known enough in part of the, like, fan community for Gadachi, but I think, like, my name or something, cause I've had people, like, ask me questions about him. Like, here, good example. I haven't responded to this DM because I have no idea how to respond to it, but for some reason I'm being DM'd being asked questions about his skep commissions. Like, I'm not him. Like, yes, I've commissioned him before. Yes, I somewhat understand it, but I am not him. Why? Because it was like, I don't remember exactly what the question they were asking, but they were asking something about it. I didn't fully understand the question, which is why I haven't responded, but, like, okay, I don't know what to say. And then I've been asked questions about proxy information relating to him, like how to get check keys or how to get his merchandise, stuff like that. Or I've been asked questions about him, about, like, different facts about him, different, like, I've been used as a fact checker for stuff relating to him. Why am I a fact checker? I'm just a fan. Like, I've had people DM me with, like, questions they have, like, oh yeah, do you know if XYZ about Gadachi is true or not? I was seeing it but ago. Or, like, do you have, like, I've had someone come to me because they needed, like, they were looking for a photo of him, and they had, like, other photos from, like, the photo shoot, and they were asking for a specific one, and I ended up having it because I have so many photos saved. But I just find it so fun. Like, these aren't even people I know all the time. And then I've also had people tell me they recognize my names from lives of his and stuff like that, or they recognize me from the Patreon. So I don't know, I find it kind of funny. Like, obviously I'm not saying I'm some big well-known person. I'm just saying, like, a decent amount of people must know about me if I'm being messaged like this. And I don't know why. I don't post about, like, Gadachi or even Idol's a crazy amount online. Mainly because of all the controversy and hate that people get when they do that. I like it, I love it so much, but I'm not willing to bear hate again because of it. Like, so much of the stuff is untrue. So much of the stuff has been proven as false. So actually, some of the things, even if it's true, like, the context matters for it, and it kind of shows, like, yes, it happened, but it happened for XYZ reasons, which, if you actually think about it, yeah, bad, but not as bad and much more common than one is making out to be, type of thing. I'm not going to use specifics for this because unless you know the situation in specific, again, if I just straight up say it, it's going to sound terrible. Like, that's the issue. They don't provide context, they just say what, like, the wrong is. They don't explain it. Like, for example, not an actual situation, but if I told you someone was, incredibly toxic to me and harassed me and whatnot and made me feel terrible, you'd automatically think they were a terrible person. But when it turns out that I, for example, was doing the same thing to them and started it, and they were doing it because they got so done and fed up with me, then you think, oh, you're the terrible person. Like, you see? Like, that's basically what a lot of the drama is, in a nutshell. Like, they say one side of the story that only makes the idol seem bad, and then if you actually look at the other side of the story, you realize, oh yeah, you know, what they did was shitty. But the person had it coming for them, or, like, both sides were bad, and, like, it was started by the other person, like, that type of thing. So a lot of stuff just... Oh, something I absolutely hate is messages. When people use text messages as proof. I hate it. I hate it so much. Specifically, like, Twitter or Instagram. Because there's... I'm going to use Twitter because I know it's for specific. There's an app where you can make fake Twitter messages very easy. You can create replicas of people's accounts and then create false messages between their account and your account, or their account and someone else's account. And there's no difference visually. You would not be able to tell the difference between the two. So that's why I really don't like when people only use messages as proof to prove something absolutely terrible. Like, because for some reason they think, oh yeah, let's just use that to prove, like, let's say preying on those younger, you know, like, I don't know, maybe I'm in the wrong for thinking this. But that's weird. trying to hit all these. Okay, I think I got them all. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, like they just use messages to prove that. Like, and also it's never coming from the people this happened. It's never them saying it. I would be so much more inclined to believe stuff like that if it comes from the person it happened to. Like, if it's the person who this terrible stuff happened to coming out, posting stuff online about it, like in like Western stuff, sometimes people have come out about how streamers or music artists have really badly affected them, and it's not some third-party drama account first posting about it. It's them. They come out about it. They usually make like a document with all the information, or they make a video with all the information in one place, not just showing messages. They show photos of them together, or if they are showing messages, they show a ton, and they show, like, for example, photos in the messages, or they, like, I'm trying to think of what they do. Like, they show things in messages and then connect them to things that actually happened. They show, like, videos and get together, or some type of video of like what is wrong happening, or photos of it, like that type of thing. Like, it depends on what they're trying to accuse them of. They don't just show like 2 pictures of messages and then go, yeah, this person's a groomer. Like, what? No. That's not, you can't just do that. Like, and it's not, it's always a third part. Like, I'm always more inclined to believe something if it's coming from the supposed victim. I am less inclined to believe something if it's a drama account that's verified on Twitter and gets money for people interacting with their posts. Just saying. Just saying. Okay, I'm not really like doing anything. I think I'm too tired. I think I've just been eating, and I think I need to stop because it's 1:12. I'm too tired. I was actually gonna do stuff, but I'm just too tired. And I think I gotta look up where the stuff is that I'm looking for, because I've just been jumping around talking. Oh, this was such a sad stream. Just I don't remember. Well, but yeah, pretty much people don't play Siren today. I just wasn't. I was watching thumbnail. Kind of got stuck playing. I'm getting a lot on my mind, and I still do, but it's fine. I like a lot of idol drama and stuff that's bugging me. And I don't know when I'll stream this because it depends on how I feel like I'm playing after I feel like playing anything. So, it's weird. Okay,